My name is Amber. Today I'm going to be talking about different measurement systems in your book. The measurement system you use might seem unrelated at first, but it can add a unique piece to whatever world you're building. This is especially true if you're writing sci-fi, futuristic stuff, or medieval fantasy. The book that I wrote, Shelter, is supposed to have a really old vibe. There's only one town that we know of, and their homes are lit by firelight. Even magic, which is the best technology they have, doesn't cover their basic necessities. And there's really only a few areas in the back of my mind that aren't even mentioned in the book that use magic, and those are only because of the magically enhanced thunderstorm thing going on. You have to read the book to understand. So you probably get it by now. My book is supposed to be really old. So what does that mean for the measurement system? There are a few different systems of measurements, and one of them is very material. So if I'm selling chickens at a certain age, I might sell chickens about the size of about the length of my hand. But the problem is, when I sell you the chickens, well, they're not going to be the same size as your hand, and it doesn't work very well for an economic society in which people are buying and selling things, because everything will vary a teeny tiny bit because, my hand's small and your hand's big. Another system of measurements that there are is those of real old civilizations, such as the ones used in the Bible. So in the Bible, people measure things by cubits, which is the length of the tip of my finger to my elbow. They'll also measure things by weight with stones, but every stone is a little different too. On top of this, not many people know how long a cubit is, so your readers will likely be confused. In present times, we have the imperial system and the metric system, which are very exact and would make sense in an economy, because, all the loaves of bread will be the same size and all that, because we'll measure all the things the same way, and so you know exactly how big something is when someone tells you. The only problem with that is nothing is vivid about it. So I'm going to give you 2 sentences, and you tell me which one you like more. Here's the first one. Go north for 2 miles and then turn east and walk 1 mile through the forest to get to my house. There's the first sentence. And the second sentence is, go north through the forest until you reach the twisted tree, and then turn east till you get to my house. Now, which one of those is more vivid and more engaging to the reader? Obviously, it's the second one, because there's no imagery you get when you think about a mile. And substitute that with a kilometer, and it doesn't even flow anymore. There's one last broad category for those of you who want to be really unique with your world building, and that's to make your own system of measurements. Now, I don't believe I've seen this before, and I think it'd be really cool if I did. But I think to pull it off, you would have to not only build the whole system of measurements, but you'd have to include conversions in the front or back of the book, along with something that would help you really imagine it in a more vivid sense. You might compare your new measurement to the length of someone's hand, a cubit again, or you might compare it to the width of someone's head. Maybe about a tree if you want to have a tree measurement. So I think that would work really well in a far different from our own world kind of world. But it would also be a lot of world building, and so much world building might just not fit in your book. In my case, I wrote Shelter with a very material kind of going about it. I compared things to tree lengths, I think? I don't exactly remember. And in the book that I'm writing right now, I'm using the imperial system to show how the civilization has advanced in the past decade. That's about it, though. The imperial system, I feel, I'm an American, so I'm used to it. and it really rolls off the tongue for me, and you know, you don't hear the metric system in modern songs either. So if you're interested in reading my book, Shelter, there's a link to it in the description. It's $4 for an ebook and $7 for a paperback. Please consider subscribing. I'd really like to see your comments about what measurement systems you might use in your stories, or even just ideas about what I could talk about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.